There you go. All right. So welcome everybody. My name is Crystal. I am the tutoring center at Pierce College. I'm the tutoring center director rather at Pierce College. And I'm also a coordinator for the California Community Colleges Success Network, which is a statewide professional learning network for all educators. And that includes faculty. That also includes classified staff, peer educators, and peer educators includes mentors, SI leaders, tutors, coaches, and everything in between. We just love everybody. We have interns, we have everybody on the planet is invited here. So the idea here, since this is our first one, I'll just give you a little bit of background. So the idea of this wayfinding series is that, each day of the week, 3CSN, the professional learning organization, focuses on a different professional learning area. So we have a series on equity, we have a series on technology, we have all these different series. And if you go to 3csn.org, you can see them all there. And I'll put that there, 3csn.org. And click on the wayfinding series, then you'll find a whole bunch of these. What we do is on Fridays at 3 o'clock, Learning Assistance takes over the airwaves. So this is anybody who is interested in peer education, learning assistance, and that is for everybody, faculty, staff, tutors, SI leaders, peer mentors, coaches, everybody, anybody and everybody is welcome. So today we are going to be focusing on super simple Zoom intro videos for embedded tutors and SI leaders. Our comments today will be directed towards tutors and SI leaders. Everyone is absolutely 100% welcome to join. We love you. And this is really going to be a very useful rundown on how to make really easy videos in Zoom for anybody at all. Having said that, some of you are Pierce College students, are my tutors. And so you're not mine, I don't own you, but you work for the Center for Academic Success, over which I am the director. And you're here because we're paying you to be here in addition to your own personal enrichment. So please go into that link that I put in the chat if you're a Pierce College tutor and click there and tell me you were here so that we can mark you down as having completed this. If you're not a Pierce College student, you're very welcome to fill that out too, but you don't have to. So with no further ado, let's get started with super simple intro videos using Zoom for embedded tutors and SI, and also for everybody else. So our outcomes today, we're going to talk a little bit about what goes into a good introductory video. We're going to talk about the steps for writing, recording, editing, and sharing that video. And then you're going to get some time to practice. You're going to get some time to do some quick prototyping. And then you're actually going to practice your script with someone else and get some feedback. So the way this works is that we are going to be talking from 3 to 4 about the basics of how to make a video. And then I'm going to hang out from 4 to 4:30 if you want to practice, talk, share, anything else. We'll be here for a little bit longer. I will be sending some materials and everything else through the chat. So we'll need to know where that chat is. So I'll show you where to find that just in case you haven't found it yet. Everyone's going to start muted. If you want to share, we love sharing. Type your question or comment in the chat or raise your Zoom hand and we'll ask you to unmute yourself. So you'll need to know where all your buttons are. So go to that bottom taskbar and you'll find the chat button. It looks like a little talkie button. That's how you're going to find us. Go ahead and pull that up now and tell us what your name is, what your college is, and what your role is, so we can get a good sense of who everybody is in the room, and also so you know where the chat is. To raise your hands, there's actually 2 ways to do it. If you have the old Zoom, you're going to click participants, and then a bar will come up, and then you'll click raise hand. If you have updated your Zoom recently, then you're just going to go to reactions, and then you're going to raise your hand that way. If you'd like, you can practice raising your hand right now. I won't call on you, but you could just practice it so you know where it is. Next time though, you raise your hand, I will call on you. And of course, if you're called on, we're going to ask you to unmute yourself. So just find that old timey microphone in the corner, click it once to unmute yourself and click it again to mute yourself. So we always like to start with community agreements so you know what you're getting into and so we can all be successful and prepare ourselves for the work today. So today we're going to do some super sloppy, terrible prototyping. Okay, so get ready to write something that is bad and that you'll hate and that you'll be a little bit embarrassed by. and that's okay. That's how writing works. And you may want to share it and give some feedback too, because theirs is going to be sloppy and ugly too. Give yourself some permission to explore some new things. You're not going to get it right away. That is fine. None of us get it right away. Learning is iterative and nobody really knows what they're doing in this crazy online world. So you just keep asking and then we'll just keep learning together. Confusion is awesome. We love confusion. We're tutors. If you didn't have confusion, we wouldn't have jobs. So please do continue to put your questions in the chat and feel free to help each other and give each other tips as well. Most importantly, just be kind to each other. It's so hard right now to be in this world. Support others as they have questions and share their observations. Give people some props and love. Learning really does require safety, and that safety requires kindness. So let's start with that kindness. Give all the love you want in that chat. So now that we've got our sort of logistics down, we're going to move into the introductory video itself. So here we go. Why make an introductory video? Why not just put your Canvas information up there and students can come and find you, right? If they want you, they'll find you. Yeah, that's right. Well, that's true, but also lots of students won't come and find you, even if they need you, or sometimes they don't know that they need you, right? Or sometimes you're scary, right? So there's a lot of reasons to do an introductory video. It lets people know you're there, promotes your work. It makes you a nice, real person, because it's one thing to say, go see your faculty member, go to office hours or go see a tutor. But I don't want to go to office hours. I don't want to go see a tutor, but I do want to see you, right? Like if I know you, you're familiar to me, and you're much less scary, you lower my scary filters, what we call affective filters, and I'm more likely to seek out help if I have a face and a name, and you have given me some reason to come and see you. Maybe students don't know how to find you, so it's a great way to tell students where to go and what to click. Also, there's often specialized information, maybe just for your class or for the classes that you're tutoring for. And it's really important to remember that students do not listen to you the first time. And that's not students' fault. None of us listen to you the first time. We have a lot of information that we have to sift through. And so we're only going to listen to information when we need it. And so if you tell me something once at the beginning of the semester, I'm going to forget it 5 seconds later. But if you give me a video, then I can watch it again and again when I need it. And also, if I need a little bit more time to process language or to think about what you said, if I miss it when you talk because you talk really fast, like Crystal does, then if it's a recording, you can watch it again and again and again. All right. So, elements of an introductory video. Please make this easy. We way put too much pressure on ourselves to come up with this amazing video. Videos should be short, easy, and low tech, right? Don't make it a huge production, under 2 minutes. I'm gonna say under 1 minute, but sometimes, just sometimes, I'll make a video that's 2 minutes if I absolutely have to, but I would recommend definitely under 2, try for 1. You're in that 1 or 2 minutes, you're gonna have to say something about who you are. Again, I don't wanna see a tutor, I wanna see Kushi, I wanna see Bram, right? So tell us who you are. Write a script. We'll talk about this in a second. Very important. Don't try to wing it. You think you know this information, but when that camera is in front of you, you don't know this information anymore. So write yourself a little script. In that script, talk about why you do what you do. People don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it, right? To quote the Golden Circle video, which is made its rounds. Super important to remember that people want to know why you're doing what you're doing. That is what'll make them come to you. Tell them how you'll help them. Let them know what to expect. Tell them how to find you. Give them a couple of tips on what to click on. And there's always other information that's specialized. So you can ask your faculty member who you're working with, or if you are a faculty member, think about what my students need to know. So I'm going to show you some examples of introductory videos. There are 4 of them, and they're all a minute or less. So this will only take us 4 minutes to get through these videos. So you can kind of get a sense of how you could possibly do this in just a minute. As you watch these videos, tell me what elements you see. and think about what you would like to do in your videos. And if the video doesn't work or you can't hear it, please tell me. I don't want you to sit here and stare at a blank screen or muted the whole time. So tell me if there's anything wrong. So with no further ado, let's get started with Valley.
Hi, my name is Valley, and I'm your chemistry tutor. Tutors can help you understand the expectations in your classroom and learn new study techniques that will last you throughout the rest of college. We want to help you build study skills to become independent learners in class. Your learning is important, so don't hesitate to reach out. I can give you a hand if you're just beginning to figure out what works best for you, but also if you're already feeling confident with your studies and just have a few questions. There's no such thing as a stupid question. Ask away. We can brainstorm, work together through practice problems, go over any mistakes on assignments you've gotten back from your professor, or make a study plan together. The transition to online classes has been challenging for lots of people. So if you like, we can work together to find some solutions for that. Wherever you are in your learning, I'd love to work with you. Please come visit me during my hours, message me through the Canvas inbox, or post a question on the discussion board. Hope to see you soon.
Okay, so that was video number 1. I think the audio on video number 2 is a little bit better. So tell me what you think about this one.
Hi everyone, my name is Valeria and I'm your course embedded tutor for Professor Kramer's class. I've taken this course before and I earned an A in it, so I'm just here to guide you guys through the semester and share some of the strategies that helped me succeed in this class. You'll see me attend class regularly and I'll be taking down notes, answering any questions that you guys may have during class, and also helping you guys out during peer review days. You can also meet with me outside of class at the tutoring center, either before class or after class. And I'll go ahead and post my scheduled hours up on Canvas under announcements for you all. So yeah, I think that's about it. I'll see you all in class and I hope to see you guys at the tutoring center as well. Bye.
Love that. Okay. So those were the fancier ones. Here's just a couple of examples of what to do like in your bedroom as soon as the pandemic happens and like you have 5 seconds to yourself. This is what Jeremy did. Check out the whiteboard in the back. Isn't that great? Let's listen to this one.
Hi everyone, my name is Jeremy. I'm a philosophy tutor over at Pierce, usually in the Center for Academic Success. I've been tutoring for about 4 years now or so. And I'm one of the many philosophy tutors who are going to be available in the weeks moving forward as we all try to transition over to this online experience. I understand things are a little uncertain. Everyone's not quite sure how this is going to go, but I assure you that we're all working as hard as we can to make sure that this goes down as seamlessly as possible. So please feel free to reach out with the questions that you might have. I'll be available for ConferZoom meetings. You can look at the schedule on the tutoring Canvas page for that. And you can also find the courses that I will be available for. I look forward to working with you all moving forward. Take care.
Love that. I just love that low tech. It just makes me so happy. Okay, so one last one. This is a little bit later with one of our students who actually has a studio. Kind of exciting. Here we go.
Hi, my name is Adon, and I'm a philosophy tutor here at Pierce College. Just want to say hello and hello again if you've met me before. I wanted to let you know that philosophy tutoring will be online and will be up and ready to help you out. So go ahead and check the schedule. You can see my schedule and the schedule of the other tutors. You can also see what classes we specifically tutor. So I tutor basically all the philosophy classes except 6 and 9. And if I'm not around, there should be other tutors there online. You can see it on the schedule. I also secondarily tutor cinema studies and art history. So if you want to talk about that a little bit, go ahead and come log on. Yeah, I hope you all are hanging in there and let's have a successful semester.
Sorry, I forgot to turn on the closed captions on that one. All right, so there you go. There's 4 quick, easy videos. And as you can see, there's a huge range from I'm just in my bedroom in between classes and I turned on a video real quick and just started talking to I've got a whole like thing happening in the background with a black screen and everything else. highly scripted, less scripted, lots of different ways to do it, all right? So let's talk about that scripting. I said before that it's really important that you do this from a script. Oh, we get some love in the chat. Shonda, thank you so much. Emily, thank you. I'll pass those regards along. It is really important for us to follow a script because you think that you know what you're going to say, and then you turn that camera on, and the next thing you know, you've been talking for 7 minutes and like you haven't actually said anything that you needed to say, and now you're talking about your cat. It goes places, right? So the fellow who did that last video, Adon, he is also a screenwriter and a film major, and so he gave me this great tip. If you set up your page in 1-inch margins double spaced, right? Just like it's already set up in MLA. And if you use a Courier new 12-point font, and then you just kind of do a return or a line break after every couple of sentences, then a page is about a minute. So it's not very much, right? So 2 pages is going to be like a 2 to 3 minute video, right? So so just keep it short, keep that in mind, write it out first so you don't get in there and think you're shooting a 1-minute video and it ends up being 6. Any questions on that? Any questions so far? All right, if you have questions, you can raise your hands or you can put them in the chat as well. And we are very happy to, I'll stop and answer, but also we can answer each other's. All right, so let's talk about the 6 easy steps for making a video. So we're going to talk about setting up your video. We're going to talk about sharing your Zoom screen, recording, finding the recording, editing it, and then sharing it with your students. So step 1, find your angle. So make sure that you've got it all set up before you go, because you don't want to shoot your video and then go through the whole process of rendering it and then come back and find out that the voice wasn't working or the mic was too muffled. Try it in advance. Make sure, see how far away you need to stand from the microphone, because it is really important. This sounds very different from this. You don't want to record your entire video and then find out later that your entire microphone was completely muffled the whole time and nobody understood you. So make sure that your microphone is where it should be. Make sure you're not too far away. Make sure you're not too close, right? Make sure that the lighting in the room doesn't make you look like you're telling a scary ghost story around a Girl Scout campfire. Make sure your lighting is friendly and warm. And of course, pay attention to your appearance. I'm not telling you how to dress. You dress in any way that you feel comfortable, but remember that people are going to pick up on the messages that you are giving out depending on what you've chosen to put behind you, what you've chosen to put on your body. So make sure you're mindful of the messages that you might accidentally be sending by your clothing, your hair, your background, whatever. Be mindful of that. Make sure that that's all taken care of. All right. So once you've got your setup all ready to go, then you're going to share your Zoom screen. So if you go again to that bottom taskbar, you'll see a little button called Share Screen. And if you're thinking, how am I supposed to remember all of this? I will give you the slides, worry not. So you're going to click on Share Screen. This will come up here. You have to actually select the screen that you want to share. There's a whole bunch of options available. So make sure you share whatever it is that you want to share, whether it's a PowerPoint presentation or a website, or maybe you don't want to share a screen at all. Maybe it's just you, but make sure you pick it and then click Share. All right. Then once it's all set up, then you're going to click Record. Again, it's in that bottom taskbar. There's a record button right here. When you hit record, it'll give you 2 options. You can either record to the cloud or you can record on your computer. I recommend recording to the cloud because it takes up a lot of memory on your computer and it's a lot easier to do just some basic editing in the cloud. And that's what we're going to talk about today. You can record it onto your computer and do more fancy editing to your video if you want to, but we're making it easy today. So I'm going to recommend today recording it on the cloud. All right. So once you've recorded, you can either stop or you can pause. There's 2 buttons, the stop button and the pause button. The pause will just stop it and then you can start it again and it'll be in the same recording. So you're recording, your child comes in or the dog starts barking, you can hit pause, talk to your child, handle the dog, whatever, and then hit unpause and it'll be in the same recording. We saw one of our videos did that, where you saw little cuts through the video. That was from pausing, all right? If you hit stop, then it'll stop the recording entirely and you can start over. So if you are talking and then you just really mess up the whole thing, you're like, nah, I gotta start over again. You don't have to shut the whole Zoom down. Just click the stop button and then start it again and it'll start a new recording, all right? And then stop when you're finished. The pause and stop buttons are really important because when you do your Zoom editing in the cloud, you won't be able to edit the middle of your video. You'll only be able to cut off the beginning and cut off the end. So you'll be able to trim the edges, but not the middle. So make sure that you get a nice cut without a whole lot of fumbles in the middle, because you can't edit that stuff out later, all right? Any questions so far? You can raise your hand or put them in the chat. Okay, seeing none. There's no expiration date on questions, so please do feel free to raise your hand or put them in the chat at any time. So now you've hit record, you've done your thing. Now it's time to go and find and edit the recording just a little bit. So you're gonna go back into your Zoom account. You're gonna click on recordings, and that is gonna take you to a list of all of the recordings down here. So you can see this was my Crystal's office hours, so you're gonna click on that. When you click on Crystal's office hours, or whatever the name of your Zoom session was, you are gonna get a little image that looks a little something like this. You're not ready to share your video yet, so don't get too excited. We gotta trim it and we have to caption it first. So a word on audio transcriptions. Zoom will transcribe your video. Yay! However, it will not transcribe it very well. So you're going to hit audio transcribe and then move on and do other things. Zoom will take a little bit of time to do the audio transcription, so you may have to come back in a couple of hours or maybe even the next day once it transcribes. After it transcribes, we're gonna have to go in and correct those transcriptions, all right? So hit audio transcribe now and then go on with the rest of it. Now, while it's transcribing, you're gonna trim it, right? Not, like I said before, you can't edit the middle of a video if you're doing the super easy Zoom videos in the cloud, all right? But you can trim the beginning and the end. So if you hit record and then like stared at the camera for like 5 seconds trying to figure out where everything was, you can trim that out. Or at the end of the video, when you do that amazing ending of the video, right? And you're like, and scene. And you're smiling and it looks great. And then you can't find the stop button. And so you record yourself doing this for like 10 seconds. That happens. That's not just you, that's everybody, okay? You can trim that off, right? All you need to do is find this little pair of scissors at the bottom, and then you can cut it off, bring it up to the back, and bring it up to the front. You can cut both ends, all right? Nothing in the middle. So by the time that's done, get up, go make yourself a sandwich, do something fun, come back a couple of hours later, and your transcriptions should be ready to go. Now you can go and correct them, all right? So you're gonna go back into your Zoom account, all the way back in, just like you did before, but this time you will be able to edit the transcription. So as you play your video, a little panel will show up on the right side of your screen with the transcriptions. All right, and they are not right, okay? They're terribly punctuated and they don't understand you. They don't think that your accent is amazing. Like I think your accent is amazing. It's gonna misunderstand what you say all over the place. You gotta correct them. So you're just gonna find this little pencil icon right here, and it'll turn it into a text box, all right? So all you need to do is go in, select the text that you wanna correct, retype it or put that period in there or whatever it is, and then just hit save. When you get really fast at this, you can actually just play your video and correct as you go. That's later when you get really fast at it. Right now, you'll just kind of pause the video, go correct your transcripts, play the video, pause the video, go correct your transcripts. Again, it's tedious, but you only have a 1 to 2 minute video, so it won't take too long. Usually correcting the transcriptions takes me 5 minutes, maybe 10. All right, So once all the transcriptions are correct and everything is ready to go, now you are going to copy your shareable link and you are going to share it with the whole world. So go into the recordings, click copy shareable link, and then that'll just give you a URL and you can just put it wherever you want. So let's talk about where to put it. Now, if you are an SI leader or an embedded tutor or a tutor, you'll need your faculty members' help with most of this. So if you have faculty members with whom you're working directly because you're embedded as an SI, great. Send your video to the faculty member with whom you're working and they can help distribute it. If you're a general tutor, then I recommend sending it to all of the faculty in that area if you're allowed to do that. There's a couple of different ways you could distribute it. You can put it inside of a Canvas module, like in the beginning of a Canvas module, a welcome video. You won't be able to do this. A faculty member would need to help you with this. However, if you're embedded in a discussion board with the students in your Canvas shells, then you can actually embed your own welcome video in your discussion board. And of course, you can always use your Canvas inbox to email your video directly to students in the class. Another way you can do it is you can email the video to the faculty members and to students. If you want to embed it in an email, then you have to host it like on YouTube. So we're not going to recommend that right now because again, we're thinking quick and easy, right? That's what today's about. Not super fancy, but quick and easy. So if you aren't going to do something fancy like host it on YouTube, then you can just stick it in a link in your email. And of course, social media is a great way to promote. So if you have an Instagram page for your center or for your students or for your class, or maybe a Facebook or something like that, that's a great place to distribute it as well. If anybody else has awesome ideas for places they've distributed their videos, we would love to hear those in the chat. We understand that we've got our ways of doing it, but technology moves fast and you probably have some even better ideas. So go ahead and give us some of those ideas in the chat. So we're going to take a pause here and I'm going to ask if anybody has questions or tips or experiences that they would like to share. Go ahead, Kushi.
So I heard that you said that our video should no longer be 2 minutes. And like you said, my always goes beyond 7 minutes. That's why I needed this workshop. So my question was, a lot of students that I tutor are English 28, which means, and sometimes they're older and they don't really understand technology and maybe where is Canvas inbox or where to go. So how do I share that information, like, sharing screen and here's how to click the link, here is how to contact me, how to do all of that in 2 minutes? Or should I make a separate one saying how to find me and then?
Yes, the latter. That's what I would recommend. So, so I often, like at the beginning of the semester, I'll send out several videos to students, all of them 2 minutes or less in length, but they're all modularized, right? So like the first video will be the introduction. And then at the end of the introduction video, I'll say, if you want to know some instructions on how to find me, click the next video. And then the next video will be instructions on how to find me. And then at the end of that one, you can say, if you want to hear more about what the kinds of things we'll be doing in our tutoring sessions, click the next video. And then you can go on to the next one and so on. So that way people can kind of pay attention because they're not paying attention after 2 minutes. Nobody's paying attention. Everybody's bored. So,
all right. So kind of like divide it into how the topics, like introduction and then how to find me and then other.
Yep. That's what I do. Yeah. That seems, and then you can send out like a little series of links and then clearly title what each one is. So if I just want to click on that 1 2-minute video, then I can just click on that one, or I can click through them all.
Got it. Thank you.
Yeah, my pleasure. And we have something in the chat from Tallulah Echo, who says that the Tallulah Echo hosts their videos on Vimeo. Great. Awesome. So you make it private so that only the current semester's video is published and available to view. Tallulah Echo made the account using their school email address and made the video only accessible to those who have the link so that their privacy is not invaded. Great tip. Thank you. Go ahead, Joseph.
Hi, Crystal. So I have a an idea about other places, sorry, videos can be distributed. So my embedded professor added me into Professor Wintram added me into his Canvas show as a TA. And for the first time since I've been working at the CAS with you all, for the first time I've noticed that since I was added as a TA, I can now post announcements and stuff. It gives me that type of function, which I've never noticed before. Well, I guess maybe Canvas has evolved in terms of its technology. So if you want to post videos, you can post directly to the class
That's
there and whatnot.
Yeah, thanks. How your instructor adds you to your Canvas shell will largely dictate your permissions. So some people will have no permissions except for anything except to observe. Other people might have more liberal permissions, like to post announcements and so on. A word on announcements: people stop paying attention to you if you over announce. So I would say if you're going to put up announcements, limit your comments to once a week, or maybe even less than that. But if you're posting announcements more than once a week, they're just getting deleted. So just keep that in mind. Once a week is okay, but more than that, and it'll get a little overwhelming.
I see.
Great, thank you so much. Anybody else? All right, cool. Okay, so now it's your turn. What I want you to do is just spend 3 minutes to think, write, and type. So grab some paper, grab a pen, or just gaze off into the distance, or type something up on a computer. And we're going to give you an opportunity to do some fast prototyping. So your warning here is that we're going to have you sharing this with somebody else. And so if that idea terrifies you, you got to bail. I understand it. If you want to stick around and get a little feedback, we'd love to have that. We're going to have you think, write, or type to write something down that's really sloppy and really weird, right? I know it's not going to be great. Let it be ugly. Let it be terrible. Just take 3 minutes to just really quickly prototype your intro video. What would you say? What information would you include? After you're done, you're going to share it with somebody else, and then we'll even have a few brave souls share it with us. So again, this is your trolley stop. If the idea of writing and sharing with somebody else fills you with dread down to your toes and you need to leave, I will not be sad. I understand. But if you want to stick around and practice, we would love that too. So I'm going to have you think, write, or type. Does anybody have any questions about what they're doing for the next 3 minutes? All right. So the next thing we're going to do is I'm going to put you in breakout rooms of 3. Hopefully everybody who does not want to be in a breakout room is gone now. So you'll have nice engaged people in your breakout rooms. I do have it broken up, so it's just 3 people to a room. So what I recommend is just start off by introducing yourself, name, college, role, and who your video is for. Is it for your students? Is it for your faculty members? Oh, we lost one. One more bailed. Okay, let's see. And then I would recommend setting a timekeeper. Go ahead and practice, take turns, make sure that everybody gets an opportunity to say their shtick and get a little bit of feedback. Make sure people don't go over 2 minutes for their video, so everybody has enough time to speak and share. So any questions before I open up these breakout rooms? Missed it. So beautiful. So I would love another volunteer. And as somebody else is thinking about how they want to volunteer, I just do want to invite you to look into the chat. Empathetic, welcoming, loved that first line, me too. What questions would students have next? So maybe the next video might be about, what to click on to get to you, or what sorts of activities you might be engaging in, because that's really important too. Will it be group work? People want to know that. Will it just be lecture? People will want to know that kind of stuff too. So that might be a great follow-up video. Any other questions that students might have after Emily's video? Anybody have any other feedback for Emily? All right, we have time for one more. So let's have one more brave soul raise their hands, and then we'll give you some feedback, and we'll also give you some love. And by the way, the silence is an important lesson in Zoom teaching. The silence is normal. It's awkward and you hate it, but it's totally normal. Hold it, give people a chance. All right, thank you, Eduardo. So, okay, so Eduardo, go ahead. I'm going to set my timer for 2 minutes. And then as Eduardo is speaking, tell him what you're getting out of his video and what questions students will have after his video is over. Okay, hit it.
Thank you. Okay. So hi everyone. I hope you're doing good. My name is Eduardo. I will be your embedded tutor for math. I just want to tell you that you don't have to worry about the class. Just be relaxed. I'm here to help you out along the class. Um, Hopefully, I'll have my information posted in the discussions in your Canvas show. And if you need information on how to get that information, I'll link a video under this video explaining that. And I hope you the best for this class. And I hope to see you next time. Thank you.
All right, beautiful. Okay, so what I really liked, oh my gosh, normalizing confusion is so important. And I really like that you modeled that, right? Half of our job as a peer educator or as an educator in general is to help people understand that confusion is normal and that you cannot possibly have any kind of learning without it. So the fact that you started off by saying, hey, you might be a little bit scared of this and that is okay. That's just a wonderful, wonderful way to start your video. So thank you for modeling that. And I also really enjoyed that you told me that you're going to give me more instructions in the next video. Again, there's no limit on the number of videos that you can make, but there is a limit on the time that students will listen to you. So make it short, make it simple, refer people to the next video when they want more information. Very nice. And then in the chat, you can see that Kushi loved the supportive nature of it. Sharing your experience is really perfect and a great ratio of connection and necessary information. Beautiful. All right, so that leads us to the end of today. Just as another note, we want you to come back, not just today, but we want you to be here for today, but also every Friday. Every Friday we do these at 3 o'clock. Next week, in fact, we'll be hosting a statewide panel amongst peer educators, and we're going to be talking about how we create connections and community amongst our fellow tutors, amongst faculty and the campus community, and also with our students. So each Friday it'll be a different topic. So please come back every Friday at 3. We would love to have you. And if you have other questions or additional comments, I'm going to stick around today. Like I said, I've got this booked until 4:30. So if you'd like to stay, if you would like to maybe tell us your 2-minute video, or if you have questions or comments, or you'd like to discuss this more, you are very, very welcome to stay. But I know many of you have other things going on. So if you have to go, I appreciate your time. Thank you all so much. And for Pierce, this concludes your prep and train week. And we're going to start on Tuesday, and we're going to start very, very strong. One more thing, if you're a Pierce student and you did not yet sign in, make sure that you do so. I'm going to put the link in the chat one more time. There it is. And I will see you all soon.